Hello, everyone. The Microsoft CrowdStrike outage is now almost 2 days into its saga, and we know that to err is human, to cause bugs takes a computer. But I think what we are going to see is that it to really, really make a mess requires humans to either through negligence or deliberate malice create the bugs that cause this kind of disaster. And this is before the lawyers come in. In this case, we are going to examine not so much the technology or the cybersecurity, but the human behavior that comes from the kinds of laws that we have that do not require responsible behavior from these large corporations and multinationals like Microsoft and CrowdStrike, and what the implications are going to be as we get into deeper into other technologies like artificial intelligence. First things first, though, for those who just want to fix their problem, you need to go into safe mode and delete this file. C Windows System 32 drivers CrowdStrike, and this will all be documented in the panel below. So, and then you reboot. So that's the simple thing for those who just want the solution. But for us, the real question is how on earth did this bug get through without testing? That's the issue. How could Microsoft not test? How could CrowdStrike not test? How could both companies allow this to happen? And this is a major disaster right now. Just in case you're wondering, 8.5 million PCs down, hospitals, airlines, banks, trains, police. In fact, I think it is fair to say that some people have probably died already because of this computer outage. So the answer is not so much in technology, but in law. So, what I want to do is I have already examined some of the business contracts. So, let me go and talk about the specific clauses where it shows that these companies don't seem to have any liability. Now, in this particular case, given this horrendous publicity, there probably will be damages to be paid or other actions that will be taken. But if you look at the CrowdStrike terms and conditions, it clearly says that even if a party has been advised of the possibility of damages or losses were reasonably foreseeable, and I can't imagine what is more reasonably foreseeable than putting in an update without testing, they are still not liable. So that's CrowdStrike. Now, if we go to Microsoft, let's see what they say. Oh, Microsoft says that if you're using a third party app like CrowdStrike, they're not responsible or liable in any way. So this is clearly a problem. If we go further and look at different jurisdictions around the world, what we find is that we do have a European legislation called GDPR, which is for data protection. And the European Union has taken action in the past. With TikTok, they fined them $367 million for mishandling the data belonging to minor children. So this was an action that was taken. It was clearly out of compliance in terms of TikTok, and they were punished for it. And Europe is also taking the lead in terms of passing the Artificial Intelligence Act. So they're doing that as well. This will be coming into effect this month. So data collected through AI or any kind of actions will be protected. But it's a very limited protection, though. We need to be clear. The protection is limited only to the data provided by Microsoft. If Microsoft says that they are going to disclaim responsibility for third parties, then we still will have a vulnerability. If we look at the laws in China, China says that they are most likely not going to have any AI legislation at all. This is from a couple of days ago. And the United States also does not have any binding federal law. So these are the major players. You look at the UAE, you look at India, other countries they're all giving lip service, but not really passing significant legislation, except to some extent, to some limited extent, the European Union. What does this mean for us? We, the people, we need to insist that our leaders write and pass the laws to not keep us vulnerable in the future. And in some cases, our lives could depend on it. So this is a very serious matter. It's happened once. something we need to prevent from happening in the future. Thank you.